This is a 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan. Base price for the front wheel drive trendline is $29,225. You do get the same 2-liter turbo across the line, 8-speed automatic transmission, App Connect, which includes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 6.5-inch touchscreen, 17-inch wheels, and a whole bunch more for only $29,225. You can add 4Motion all-wheel drive to that. It does include a little bit more kit, and it's about $2,300 or $2,400 over that price. Don't recall the exact number, but the one you want to consider anyhow is the mid-trim comfort line, which includes 4Motion all-wheel drive, an 8-inch screen, a bunch of active safety features, power liftgate, push-button start for $34,675. My tester is a Highline to start, $39,575. You get 18-inch wheels, Fender audio, Volkswagen's digital cockpit, sunroof, heated steering wheel, and a few other doodads. And you may have noticed my tester has a few extra physical bits on it. Well, that's because it's an R-Line. Look at these 19-inch wheels. Yeah, door sills are nice inside. You'll see them when I open the doors. I don't know. Tell me, find me, name me one better looking, compact, large-ish crossover that is more premium looking than this thing. That is better, I don't know. It's absolutely handsome, attractive. It looks premium, period. From this angle, son of a gun, tell you what, double the price, add an extra 10 horsepower, and people will buy it. It looks that good. But that's not all what it's about. You'll know what I mean in a few minutes. All right, so let's do the usual tour. Okay, so this one has, oh, I forgot to tell you, final tally for my tester, which includes the driver assistance package, the third row, which is pointless, $750, wasted, more weight. It's just about $41,700. Now here you see, this is the small stroller. Big difference, say, between the Tiguan and my Sport Wagon is that it doesn't fit across like that. But, all right, so there's your third row, okay? It is as uncomfortable, tight as it looks. With the third row down, you're looking at about 1,000 liters of trunk space. When it's up, well, you can put a stroller in, and that's about it. If you absolutely need 3 rows, just get an Atlas or Chup or something else that has 3 rows that's bigger and will be actually more useful. This will give you an idea, you know, the leg room you can expect. It isn't much, but as you can see, the second row does move fore and aft. It actually reclines. It is beautifully set up for family duty, and there is tons of room. I'm gonna try and do it with one hand. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So much room. I mean, maybe it's a little bit difficult to get an idea of what's going on actually, but the amount of space between my sun seat, which I think is me. Yeah, there we go. Now it's completely back. There's so much room. There's no way he's gonna reach the seat back with his feet. There's enough room. We did it. We fit a third adult. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. We did it. It works. It can be done. The seats look good. Aren't the most comfortable, unfortunately. Not as far as Volkswagen is concerned. But I see there's your Fender audio. There your door sills are aligned. Oh yeah. Power seats, power lumbars, memory settings. It's quite nice. So the R steering wheel also part of the package. Start her up. Digital cockpit. There's nothing to say. This is absolutely beautiful, functional, easy to use. I love it. There's your 8-inch screen. Everything is there. All the menus. Very straightforward. I love it. Your drive modes, exactly like the Atlas. Set them up as you please. I leave it in normal, and that's it. The only thing I really do play with is when it's in drive, push it back once, and you go into sport. Do it again. You may have heard that. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyhow, the interior is very Volkswagen. Exactly what you expect. Fit and finish is nice. Materials are very decent. It's also very premium looking. So inside and out, there's your heated steering wheel button. All right. So physically, this thing is very attractive. There's tons of room. Before we go to the third row, I may have mentioned that before. I just said it again. But the love for the Tiguan pretty much ends right here. Let's go for a spin right now. All right, so just did it. Driving the Tiguan is, well, it's disappointing. That's the simplest way I can put it. Especially when you go from the gorgeous exterior this thing has, especially with the stark moss green look, paint job and Highline package and the wheels and the interior. I mean, it's totally Volkswagen. Lovely seats, which comfort-wise are meh. Not Volkswagen seats, but they look the part. Anyway, but I'm not having a good time driving this thing. This is the third Tiguan I drive in just under 2 years. All of them have let me down at one point or another. This one, however, so far is the one that has let me down the most. Typical BMW driver. Did I say that out loud? Anyhow, let's just speak specs before I go on. 2-liter turbo, the only engine offered. Puts out 184 horsepower from 4,400 RPM, 221 pound-feet of torque from 1,600 RPM on. So on paper, very zippy. One of the more powerful basic engines you can get in a large compact crossover. Torque-wise, anyway. 8-speed automatic transmission, standard, 4-motion all-wheel drive, Highline, Comfort Line, Trendline, it's optional, that's the base model. Obviously well worth it. Where do I start? Fuel economy, not good. 10 liters, 10 and a half, give or take per 100 kilometers. In 2019, going into 2020, unacceptable. But then, this thing weighs 1,750 kilos, just shy of 3,900 pounds. And as far as I can tell, in the specs that I looked up, that excludes the third row. So, I don't know. Probably not that far off 4,000 pounds. That explains fuel economy. 8-speed automatic transmission. Let's go there. Or just a powertrain. There's that typical Volkswagen Auto Group throttle lagginess that you get used to. You kind of roll onto the throttle in a specific way to kind of overcome that lagginess. But if you roll onto the throttle slowly, the transmission responds ever so lazily. It's really weird. It almost feels like it's slipping. It's not, but so you can always compensate for that by pulling back on the shifter, putting it in sport. But all that does is kind of make it all nervous and jumpy, and when you almost come to a complete stop. None of you are going to tell me that they never do that. But the transmission still stays in second gear, so when you roll gently back on the throttle, you creep forward a little bit, and the transmission drops into first from second, so you get this hesitation. Anyways, it's annoying. And then it gets worse. Yeah, that was a full stop. Anyway, whatever. Then it gets worse, my friends. The ride quality in this thing is terrible. Terrible. I am not mincing my words. It is terrible. I'm going to chalk it up in part to the 19-inch wheels, because last year I drove a Highline and I believe it had the 18s, and I don't recall it being this bad. What am I saying? There's zero give in the dampers. I can feel absolutely everything on the road. Tire noise is really, really high. It gets noisy in here, and you can't really hear it, and I'm very gently accelerating because I'm in a 30 kilometer an hour zone right now, or 40 kilometer an hour zone. But the engine is also noisy. It's noisy in here, period. And then you go over these little bumps, little nooks and crannies in the road, and you can feel everything. Sure, the Tiguan handles really nice, but then so does the RAV4, but you don't suffer these annoying tick tock click bang move shake body whatever multi-link independent suspension in there. It shouldn't be like this. But I'm not done yet. This particular Tiguan, I think I mentioned, the worst that I've driven so far, has a bunch of rattles in it. This door rattle, infinitely annoying. Occasionally, only twice now, so maybe it's not, they're not all the same, but there's even a little dash rattle. I'm sorely disappointed in this thing. It's so good looking, so attractive, so desirable physically, and yet it's such a letdown to drive. If a Forester or a RAV4 or a CRV behave this way, I would be bitching at least as much as I'm bitching right now. But this is the best-selling Volkswagen in North America. Outsells by a considerable margin the Jetta in the US, and outsells the Jetta in Canada by a slimish margin. I'm not happy. And I would never buy a Tiguan. Forget about it. I've owned the previous generation Tiguan, and I loved it for the drive, the handling, the comfort, and zero space on the inside. But at least it felt good. This feels bad. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm done.